Well, Jordan, it's so good to have you on
Thanks,
the Gary
Desmond.
Wong, Client Appreciation Cruise. You're someone special. I mean, Gary and you work together hand in hand, tag
do.
team like Siskel and Ebert, like Stutsky and Hutch. I don't know, you name some famous pairs. Jordan here, I mean, your background, you're a mortgage specialist.
I'm a mortgage broker, actually. There is a little bit of a difference.
Okay, so educate them. What is the difference? I mean, because so many people don't understand that.
That's right.
And I mean, you're, without any disrespect, I mean, Jordan is, the creme de la creme. You're up in the top there. You've earned your way up there. So
thank you, Dan.
please share with the audience, what is it to be, in your role as a mortgage broker?
Well, first, to the point of the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage specialist.
Yes.
As a mortgage broker, similar to Gary, we are licensed. We have to do continuing education.
Yes.
And more so, I think, for clients, we have access to 50, 100 lenders, whether it's A lending, B lending, private lending, construction lending, and so forth. A mortgage specialist purely works for the lending institution.
The institution, like a
that
bank
they
or
work
something.
like a bank.
Right.
So they typically will have started at the bank and moved their way around the bank, and then in year 5, they're working as a mortgage specialist. They're in the mortgage area. I'm upheld to harder standards than a mortgage specialist is.
Gary puts on this cruise. Now it's the 3rd year in a row he's done this.
Yes, yeah.
And I mean, what's your take on this? I mean, working with Gary, he's obviously, we've heard so many testimonials. He's a very trustworthy, he's very patient, he knows, very knowledgeable. But what is your take from a professional standpoint when you see all the clients, and many of which are your clients as well?
Yes, the way that Gary shows appreciation to his clients and to his referral partners like me here is fantastic. So few really do this, and it really shows how giving he is. We know that he's doing this from his heart.
Yes.
This isn't just hey, I'm showing you.
Yeah, let me show off a bit here.
Exactly, right?
It's not a publicity stunt.
He truly means it.
Yes.
And that's why I like working with Gary. I mean, I love coming on the cruise. I think it's a great idea. You're right. I'm not having to pay anything. What's really nice is I get to connect with, so many of my clients, and some I haven't actually even had the opportunity to meet yet. If they haven't met me in person, they're saying, hey, thank you so much. And
you were the one who brought the money.
That's right.
You helped me. We would have never been able to get that property had it not been for you navigating the tough waters. And Vancouver, by the way, is a very tough market.
It is. It's becoming very difficult, yes.
Right. What would you say? I mean, let's just take the business hat off for a second. Jordan, if you would just, just a person in Vancouver, what would you say to someone watching this video who's watching and thinking about, I stumbled on this video and I saw this Gary Wong guy. Who's this Gary Wong? Why should I work with him? What would be 3 things you would say about Gary?
Firstly, I think Gary's very professional. You know that he is going to do a very good job. He really gets to know his clients too, and that is hugely important. All realtors say they do. I've sat with Gary when he speaks to his clients and does their, get to know, and I really think he's asking the right questions. So he's getting the right property, or knowing what you as the client really want. So very professional that way. He's very, this is really important to me, he's very intelligent. If he is going to be out negotiating for me as a client, I would like him to do it in an intelligent way. So when, say as a selling realtor, I've got a guy with a baseball hat on, who's chewing gum and jeans, and then I've got Gary
in a Tom Ford suit, essentially.
In a suit, who's speaking well, eloquently, obviously representing his clients. So I say intelligently. That is very, very sophisticatedly.
Yes.
That's important, especially here in our market.
We're dealing with $5 million, $10 million, $10 million, multiple millions of dollar listings.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that is very important. And I think the final thing that I would say is Gary works hard. Gary works
Even as a family man, he works really hard.
He works very, very hard. And I tell him, you're the only phone call I'll answer at 10:30. I don't not answer my phone with Gary. I don't not answer my phone ever.
Yes.
But
If it was Gary, you'd
If
pick
it's
it up.
Gary, we're going to be talking work. We need to get it done,
Yeah.
and we will be working, like you're saying, behind the scenes at 10:30. That's his work time. He's still working.
Wow.
And if he's still working, it means, and I work so much with him, I'm going to still be working. But it's important work that we're doing. He's not just calling me because he just doesn't know, right?
Yes.
So I think he's such a hard-working man, and I respect him very much for that.
I'm really glad. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing
Thank
and
you.
pulling back the curtain for each of the viewers here. So that's Jordan once again.
Thank you.
Mortgage broker there,
Yeah.
right? If you want to work with Gary Wong, obviously we'd love to see you on the cruise here next year. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video.